Welcome to our deep dive today. It's going to be about the top 10 publications of 2024.
Ooh.
From ProsTIC, Prostate Cancer Theranostics and Imaging Center of Excellence at Peter Mac in Melbourne, Australia.
I've heard good things.
They've been busy. They've published over 60 papers this year.
Wow.
On all sorts of things, from global trends to the latest treatments. But the really cool thing that I've noticed is their commitment to team science.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Yeah, they're working with experts from all over the world.
That's fantastic.
Isn't that neat?
That's really a testament to the collaborative spirit of scientific research, especially, in a field as complex as prostate cancer, this international collaboration.
Yeah.
It's going to be so crucial as we navigate the challenges and the opportunities that lie ahead.
Okay, so we're going to unpack these 10 publications one by one.
Okay.
And we're going to start with the earliest one.
Sounds good.
Which was published in January. The title is a bit of a mouthful, so bear with me. It's Overall Survival with Lutetium PSMA-617 versus cabazitaxel in Metastatic Castration-Resistant Prostate Cancer Therapy.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a mouthful.
It was published in the Lancet Oncology, and it was led by Professor Michael Hoffman from ProsTIC.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know a lot about this.
Well, this study really dives into the potential of Lu-PSMA, which is a type of targeted radiotherapy for advanced prostate cancer, and they compared it head-to-head with cabazitaxel, which is a standard chemotherapy drug in men with metastatic castration-resistant prostate cancer, which is when the cancer has spread and stopped responding to hormone therapy.
So for those of us who aren't oncologists, what's the bottom line? Did Lu-PSMA deliver?
The results were actually quite compelling. They found that Lu-PSMA offered similar overall survival rates compared to cabazitaxel, making it a viable alternative treatment option for men with this type of advanced prostate cancer. But there's a catch.
Okay.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Men who were excluded from the trial, because they had low PSMA expression on their tumors, actually had shorter survival.
Oh.
This highlights the importance of personalized medicine. Not everyone will benefit from Lu-PSMA, and we need better ways to identify who's most likely to respond.
That's a crucial takeaway. So it's not a magic bullet, right?
Exactly. Treatment decisions need to be carefully considered based on the individual patient's characteristics and the specific type of cancer they have.
Okay, moving on to February, we have a slight detour from prostate cancer, but it still involves some fascinating imaging work. So the study was published in the Journal of Nuclear Medicine, and it's titled First in Human Safety, Imaging, and Dosimetry of a Carbonic Anhydrase 9-Targeting Peptide, Gallium-68 DPI-4452 in patients with clear cell renal cell carcinoma.
Another mouthful.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Professor Michael Hoffman led this one as well.
Busy guy.
I know, right?
So the study investigated a new imaging agent called Gallium-68 DPI-4452. But instead of prostate cancer, they were looking at clear cell renal cell carcinoma, which is a type of kidney cancer.
Okay.
And what's remarkable is how well this agent lit up the tumors on the scans. It showed exceptional tumor uptake with a very high target to background ratio, meaning it could clearly distinguish cancerous tissue from healthy tissue.
Okay, so why is this important for someone interested in prostate cancer?
Well, it's true that this specific study focused on kidney cancer. The technology behind this imaging agent could have far-reaching implications. You see, the ability to accurately visualize tumors is critical for both diagnosis and treatment planning.
Yeah.
Imagine if we could develop similar agents for prostate cancer.
Yeah.
It could revolutionize the way we detect and target this disease.
That's a really intriguing point. It shows how research in one area can have unexpected benefits for other fields. Now, back to prostate cancer, and specifically, back to Lu-PSMA. So in March, the full results of the LuTectomy trial were published in European Urology. The title is Administering Lutetium PSMA-617 Prior to Radical Prostatectomy in Men with High-Risk Localized Prostate Cancer, LuTectomy. Dr. Renu Eapen from ProsTIC was the lead author on this one.
Another big name.
I know, right? So
this is the study we've all been waiting for. The LuTectomy trial was quite innovative, looking at giving Lu-PSMA before surgery, something called neoadjuvant therapy in men with high risk localized prostate cancer. The idea is to shrink the tumor before surgery, potentially making the surgery more effective and improving outcomes.
So shrinking the tumor before surgery makes sense, but was it safe?
That was a key question, and the findings are encouraging. The trial demonstrated that the treatment was safe and delivered high doses of radiation directly to the tumor without increasing the risk of complications. During or after surgery.
So what does this mean for men with high-risk prostate cancer? facing surgery.
It potentially opens up a new treatment avenue. The LuTectomy trial results suggest that giving Lu-PSMA before surgery might become a standard part of care for these patients, offering them a better chance of a successful outcome.
Amazing. And now for something with a global scope.
Okay.
So in April, a landmark report titled The Lancet Commission on Prostate Cancer, Planning for the Surging Cases, was published in The Lancet.
Oh.
And this wasn't just another research paper.
Oh.
It was a call to action, led by Professor Nick James from the Institute of Cancer Research in London.
So, this commission brought together a diverse group of international experts to analyze the bigger picture of prostate cancer worldwide. Their findings were pretty alarming.
Okay.
They project that the number of prostate cancer cases is going to dramatically increase globally in the coming years, particularly in low and middle income countries.
Wow, that's a sobering thought.
Yeah.
What are the implications of this surge in cases?
It's going to put a significant strain on healthcare systems worldwide, especially in regions that are already facing resource limitations. Imagine trying to provide adequate diagnosis, treatment, and follow-up care for millions more men with prostate cancer. It's a daunting challenge.
It sounds like a potential crisis in the making.
Well, it could be. The Commission strongly emphasizes the urgent need for action. They're calling for increased investment in research, improved access to early detection and treatment, and strategies to address the unique challenges faced by low and middle-income countries.
It's a stark reminder that scientific advancements alone aren't enough. We need a global effort to ensure that everyone has access to quality cancer care.
Absolutely. And that's where collaboration becomes even more important. We need to share knowledge, resources, and expertise to effectively address this growing global health challenge.
All right, back to specific studies. In May, the Lancet Oncology published another study on Lu-PSMA, this time combined with a hormone therapy.
Oh.
The title is Lutetium PSMA-617 plus enzalutamide in patients with metastatic castration-resistant prostate cancer, ENZA-p. Dr. Louise Emmett from St. Vincent's Hospital in Sydney led this research.
Okay, this was a really interesting trial because it explored the potential of combination therapy. They combined Lu-PSMA with enzalutamide, a hormone therapy drug, as an initial treatment for men with metastatic castration-resistant prostate cancer.
So how did the combo measure up?
The results were very promising. The combination therapy significantly improved progression-free survival, meaning it delayed the time it took for the cancer to worsen. Compared to enzalutamide alone, this was especially true for men who are at high risk of their cancer progressing quickly.
So are we seeing a trend here? Are combination therapies the future of prostate cancer treatment?
It's certainly looking that way. This study, along with others, suggests that combining different treatment approaches could lead to better outcomes. For men with advanced prostate cancer, it's an area where we'll likely see even more research in the future.
Okay, we're 5 down, 5 to go. Let's keep going.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So are you ready to keep going through these ProsTIC papers?
Yeah, absolutely. I am. I'm really interested to hear about the research on PSMA-PTTs.
Yeah.
We touched on that briefly earlier, but I want to delve deeper into their findings.
Great. Let's jump right into that. So in June, a study led by Professor Wolfgang Fendler from the University of Duisburg-Essen in Germany was published in European Urology.
Okay.
And it's titled Prostate-Specific Membrane Antigen PTT Scan Detected, Disease Extent and Overall Survival of Patients with High-Risk Non-Metastatic Castration-Resistant Prostate Cancer.
Quite a mouthful.
I know, right?
But it sounds like it gets to the heart of, how accurately we can assess the spread of prostate cancer.
Exactly.
Which is so crucial for making treatment decisions.
That's exactly right. And what they found was quite revealing. PSMA-PET scans were able to detect the spread of cancer or metastases in a significant number of men who were initially thought to have non-metastatic disease based on conventional imaging methods. This suggests that PSMA-PET might be giving us a more accurate picture of the true extent of the disease.
So PSMA-PET could be changing the game when it comes to staging prostate cancer.
Absolutely. And what's even more remarkable is that the extent of the disease detected by PSMA-PET was strongly associated with overall survival. This means that the more extensive the spread of cancer detected by PSMA-PET, the lower the chances of survival. This finding emphasizes just how important accurate staging is for treatment planning.
Yeah, it seems like PSMA-PET is proving to be an invaluable tool, not just for diagnosis, but also for predicting outcomes. Speaking of predicting outcomes, in October, there was a study published in European Urology Oncology that looked specifically at that. and it's titled Baseline Nodal Status on Gallium PSMA PET Scan. In men with intermediate to high risk, prostate cancer is prognostic for treatment failure, follow-up of the PRO-PSMA trial. Professor Michael Hoffman from ProsTIC led this research as well.
Of course you do.
He's a busy guy.
He is. So this study delves into the prognostic value of PSMA-PET scans, meaning its ability to predict whether a patient's treatment will be successful, and they focused on men with intermediate to high risk prostate cancer who were enrolled in the PRO-PSMA trial.
Okay, and what did they discover?
They found that the presence of lymph node involvement, meaning the cancer had spread to nearby lymph nodes, as detected by PSMA-PET, was a strong predictor of treatment failure. And this was true even after taking into account other risk factors. So even if other factors suggested a good prognosis, if the PSMA-PET scan showed lymph node involvement, the patient was more likely to experience treatment failure.
So the PSMA-PET is really shaking things up in the world of prostate cancer management. But I imagine there are still some questions about how to best utilize this technology.
Absolutely right. While this study provides compelling evidence for the prognostic value of PSMA-PET, there's still ongoing debate about its optimal use in clinical practice. We need more research to determine the best timing for PSMA-PET scans, which patients will benefit most from them, and how to integrate the findings into treatment decisions.
It sounds like an exciting area for future research.
Yeah.
Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about the broader landscape of prostate cancer management.
Okay.
So also in October, a comprehensive report summarizing the latest expert consensus on managing advanced prostate cancer was published in European Urology, and it's titled Management of Patients with Advanced Prostate Cancer. Report from the 2024 Advanced Prostate Cancer Consensus Conference, Professor Silke Gulson from the Oncology Institute of Southern Switzerland led this effort.
The APCCC is a major event in the prostate cancer world, bringing together leading experts to discuss the latest advancements and challenges in managing this complex disease. What's particularly interesting about this report is that it highlights the progress that's been made in treatment, while acknowledging the many questions that still remain about optimal management strategies.
So even with all the breakthroughs, there's still a lot we don't know.
Precisely, the report underscores the need for more research, especially when it comes to making personalized treatment decisions. It also emphasizes the importance of considering different perspectives and recognizing that there isn't a one-size-fits-all approach to treating advanced prostate cancer.
It sounds like this report is a valuable resource for both clinicians and patients.
Absolutely. It provides a comprehensive overview of current knowledge and identifies areas where more research is needed, which can help guide future research efforts and ultimately lead to better outcomes for patients. Now let's circle back to Lu-PSMA, but this time in a different patient population.
I'm all ears.
In October, the Lancet Oncology published a study titled Sequential Lutetium PSMA-617 and Docetaxel versus docetaxel in patients with metastatic hormone-sensitive prostate cancer, upfront PSMA. Dr. Arun Azad from ProsTIC led this research.
So this is Lu-PSMA again, but for men who are earlier in their disease course.
Well, that's right. This time they were looking at men with metastatic hormone-sensitive prostate cancer, or mHSPC. This means that the cancer has spread, but is still responding to hormone therapy. The upfront PSMA study investigated giving Lu-PSMA before docetaxel, which is a type of chemotherapy.
And what did they find? Was there a benefit to using Lu-PSMA earlier in the treatment course?
The results were quite encouraging. They found that giving Lu-PSMA before docetaxel led to better tumor control compared to docetaxel alone. This suggests that Lu-PSMA may be beneficial even in earlier stages of prostate cancer, not just in advanced disease.
It seems to be a recurring theme, but the Lu-PSMA research, pushing the boundaries of when and how.
It's fascinating, isn't it? This treatment can be most effective. We're seeing a shift in thinking about how Lu-PSMA might fit into the overall treatment landscape for prostate cancer. It's certainly an area to watch.
Okay, that brings us to the last of the 10 publications. But before we wrap things up, I'd love to hear your overall thoughts on this body of research. What are the key takeaways for our listener?
Yeah, it's been quite a journey exploring these 10 publications.
It really has. I feel like we've covered so much ground, from global trends to specific treatment advancements and the evolving role of imaging.
You know what strikes me most is the sheer amount of progress being made in prostate cancer research. Just a few years ago, the treatment options for advanced prostate cancer were limited, and now we're seeing these incredible breakthroughs with Lu-PSMA and PSMA-PET imaging. It's truly remarkable.
It's definitely a reason for optimism. But with all this progress comes new questions and challenges, right?
Yeah. Absolutely, as we develop more potent therapies. Like Lu-PSMA, we need to carefully consider the potential risks and benefits, especially when using them earlier in the disease course. And with powerful imaging tools like PSMA-PET, we need to ensure equitable access and develop clear guidelines for their interpretation and integration into clinical practice.
So there's still a lot of work to be done. But it sounds like we're heading in the right direction.
I believe we are, and what's particularly encouraging is the spirit of collaboration that's evident in these publications. You know, ProsTIC's commitment to team science is truly inspiring, and it's clear that this collaborative approach is driving progress in the field.
Yeah, it's a reminder that scientific breakthroughs rarely happen in isolation. It takes a collective effort, bringing together diverse perspectives and expertise to solve complex problems like cancer.
Couldn't agree more, and as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left with a thought-provoking question that I think our listener might find interesting to ponder.
I'm intrigued. What's the question?
Well, we've talked extensively about the potential benefits of using Lu-PSMA earlier in the treatment course, but what about the other side of the coin? What are the potential downsides or uncertainties that we need to consider?
That's a great point. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of new treatments, but we need to be mindful of the potential long-term effects, especially when dealing with a disease like prostate cancer. That can often be slow-growing.
Exactly. It highlights the importance of open and honest conversations between doctors and patients, carefully weighing the individual circumstances and values when making treatment decisions.
It's not just about the science. It's about what matters most to the patient.
Well said. And for those who want to delve deeper into this research or explore other aspects of prostate cancer care, I encourage you to visit ProsTIC's website. They have a wealth of resources available.
That's a great suggestion. Their website is a fantastic starting point for anyone seeking reliable and up-to-date information on prostate cancer.
And as always, I encourage everyone to stay curious, keep learning, and engage in conversations about these important issues. Knowledge is power, and it's through ongoing dialogue and shared learning that we can continue to make progress against prostate cancer.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining me on this fascinating exploration of ProsTIC's top 10 publications of 2024. We've covered a lot of ground today, but I hope you've come away with a sense of the incredible progress being made in prostate cancer research and a better understanding of the complexities of this disease. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep learning, and keep the conversation going.